Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you, and good afternoon. I was in the back room talking to one of the soldiers from the Army, and he said that he had lost a lot of friends, and he went on 6 tours to Afghanistan, to Iran, and to Iraq, and that sometimes my television shows would get him through. And it was really moving because, you know, the theme of Knight Rider was one man can make a difference. One man can make a difference. And I believe that now because you guys have made a difference in my life, you know. One man made a difference in my life. You're here. You're here because of Knight Rider and because of me. And I'm here to honor you guys and to talk a little bit about, you know, getting back into society and also a little bit about being an entrepreneur. You know, you got to go for it. Knight Rider came along as a bit of a fluke, and I was the one who started calling the car Buddy and Pal and patting it like a horse because I grew up watching, you know, Fury and Flicka and all the horse shows, and so I thought maybe I make the car like the horse, right? And before Knight Rider, there was, it really did really well, Knight Rider, and all of a sudden it was canceled. And we had a show called Baywatch, and we did 1 year on NBC, and it was canceled. And so instead of like crying over it and realizing that life is not fair, once you realize that life is not fair, and you get over that and you don't act on it with alcohol, which I did. I'm sober now, but you don't act on that. Life is not fair. I went over to Germany, and the Germans said, Knight Rider is canceled. Do you have a new show? And I said, yes, it's called Baywatch. And they said, a new show called Baywatch, yes. And I said, it has the same feeling of Knight Rider. It's got the same morals of Knight Rider. It's about saving lives. And they said, is there a car in the show? And I said, no, there's not a car in the show. And they said, but it has the same morals as Knight Rider. And I said, yes. And you're in it. And I said, yes, but there's no car. I said, no, there's no car. They go, okay, well, we buy it anyway. So we raised $425,000 after Baywatch was canceled. And we went back to the States and realized that it cost us $1 million, $1.2 million to make the show. But we figured out a way to make the show for $800,000. So I went around the United States to all the advertising agencies, and we raised $825,000, and we made Baywatch. And the reason that we ran in slow motion is not because it was cool, it's because we didn't have any money. I'm not kidding. And that's about the greatest thing I can talk about. You got to solve the problem, man. And we were like 4 minutes short. So this babe walks by. We went, run that girl in slow motion. Oh. And it was a bit perverse, and it was a bit nice. And then we saw a guy walk by, and he looked good. And he said, run that guy in slow motion. So we started running everything in slow motion, and we said, we're still 2 minutes short. So I said, why don't we run the main titles in slow motion? And we did, and we made Baywatch, and it lasted 11 frickin' years. 245 episodes. Because we went out and made something happen. And I was on the phone 5 minutes ago, realizing a 20-year dream. And right now, you're not going to believe this, you guys have brought me so much luck. I'm in development to bring Knight Rider back as a major picture. Yes! And it all happened because that Weinstein guy got busted. And there's new people that took over, and they said, Mr. Hasselhoff, we'd like you to be in the new Knight Rider, and we'd like to talk to you about producing it. And that was the last conversation I had until I met the man in the green room. By the way, there is a helicopter named after me called the Hoff. So if it goes down, it'll be Black Hoff down. Anderson Cooper was on television going, well, I guess the Knight Rider is still famous as the Hoff. There's like a helicopter named after him. So I guess I'm going to open it up for questions. I guess the people know me in Iran and Iraq and Afghanistan, which is so bizarre because I've not been over there. I've tried to get over there. I have visited troops in Busan, and it was an amazing experience. But if you have any questions for me, please ask, and I'd love to open it up to you guys and ladies and to say I'm honored to be here, and thank you for your support on Knight Rider, because if it does get made, you're going to hear me scream all the way from Los Angeles. Any questions?
Right. Who's got some questions over here? We're in the middle. All right, you got a question, sir?
Israel Tovar, U.S. Air Force, Operation Enduring Freedom. Will you be hiring veterans for your movie?
What's the question?
Will you be hiring veterans for your movie?
Will you be hiring veterans? Will you be hiring veterans for your movie?
Will I have any veterans in the movie? Oh, wow. You know, I never thought about that. But why not? You know, I mean, we're just right now developing. The way that I want to do Knight Rider is I want to bring Knight Rider back. I don't want it to be like a young kid and start over with a car and all that stuff. Michael Knight, where's Michael Knight been? And Kit comes back and it's 30 years later. And Kit sees Michael, and I see Kit, and I say, hello, Kit. And he says, hello, Michael. It's been a long time. And then Kit says, you look a lot older. I said, well, you don't look so good yourself, buddy. He says, Michael, have things changed? I say, yeah, buddy, all the cars talk now. That's already going to be in it, but we'll consider putting in the veterans, man. That's a nice question. Thank you. Anybody else?
Anybody else?
Are you guys all entrepreneurs? Are you guys all trying to make it on your own? All right, do it, man. You got to go for it. That's what I've learned. Don't let anybody else do it for you. Just do it yourself. Find out how to figure out the numbers and go out and do it, because if you don't do it, it will not get done. I mean, this Knight Rider thing, I jumped on it, and I've been jumping on it for a long time, and it just came back to me. Yes, sir, go ahead.
All right.
It's such an honor to meet you, to have you speak to us. My name's Donnie, former Marine. Infantry, no big. Been looking up to these characters that you have. I was raised watching you. I had no idea the story with Baywatch. How did you convince advertisers that your show was going to be worth it and was going to give them a return on their investment?
Most of the advertisers that were buying the show were women. And
they wanted to see you with your shirt.
I don't know, but I walk into a room and go, "Hello, ladies." And let me show you us running in slow motion. You know, my father, I'm wearing my father's wedding ring because I just got married, and this was his ring to my mom. And he taught me about morals. He taught me about, I grew up in the theater, so race and all that stuff and was not even part of my life. I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. And, the morals that they instilled in me. A man came to me just recently. He was from Italy, and he said, "I really enjoyed watching Baywatch because the morals were there. It was right. We never had anybody drown on camera. We couldn't do it. We once did it. We once had a child, and we filmed it. It was too heavy, man." And the same thing with Knight Rider. Knight Rider was, when we're putting this in the movie, Kit is programmed to save a life. He's programmed to save lives. How cool is that? So he's not going to be able to kill anybody until we figure maybe something out. But, it's amazing because it's about the morals. And I always thought of my mom watching Baywatch. And of course we had girls looking beautiful because girls are beautiful. And we had them in short bathing suits. We used to see the bathing suits that the lifeguards wear now. My God, they're like little skimpy, really skimpy stuff.
There's not much there.
But the guys are buffed, man. And the girls are beautiful. They are. Come to California. Come down to, we're in San Diego, but you can go to Huntington Beach and you're going to see babes. I mean, I couldn't even shoot there. I was too distracted, get them away. I would be doing CPR and going, "Hi, what's your name?" So it was awful. Anyway, any other questions? Hello, Haley. It's my wife over there. Haley was giving me notes. Wave, Haley. She's from Wales. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Ben Rohn, Marine Corps, transitioning vet right now, 19 years, almost 20 thus far. Once again, thank you for being here, but one of the questions that came to mind when you were talking about all the risks you were taking to do Knight Rider and then push Baywatch over the finish line when there was a TV show, what drives you to take those risks? What keeps pushing you every day?
God, that's a great question. You know what? Work. I can't sit back. I just cannot sit back. I can't even watch television now. I mean, because I'm not on. But that's my job. It's like a plumber going, it's the sink is leaking. He's got to fix it. I got to do the same thing with I got to sing. I just came off a huge tour in Germany. I just sang this morning to a bunch of people workers at Harrah's. I do whatever's in front of me. And then I just do not turn down opportunity, It's like don't step over dollars to pick up pennies. I mean, whoever made that up is a brilliant thing. What motivates me is opportunity, and this is opportunity to do Knight Rider. I have a show now on Netflix. Please watch it. You will not be able to go through and scan through and see it, but if you type it in, Hoff the Record, you'll love it. We won an international Emmy. It's like Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's not reality, it's comedy, but it's called Hoff the Record. I've already talked to Netflix. I have a new show in development at Netflix, even as we speak, And what motivates me is seeing opportunity and going for it. And so what if you lose? God, how many times have we lost? How many times have you lost a friend? How many times has someone... I just doing a concert for mental health. And that's really important to me. I lost my attorney. He killed himself in his back lawn. It was ridiculous. What the hell is that about? So we got to figure out what's going on. And maybe we can make a difference, Maybe if you see somebody in trouble, you say, "Hey, what's the problem?" My daughters do that to me. My wife does that to me. She keeps me straight and narrow. She says, she knows when I get a little squirrely. And she says, no, 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 you know. And then look at this person over here. Look at what they've done. You know, they got 25 years of being cool. How do they do that? We should learn from each other, you know, and take the opportunity that's in front of us and make the best of it. And I tell you, honest to God, I went to the beach in Zuma, and I channel money. I sat on the beach going, you know, I really need the rent. Come on now. I need something big. I need something big. I got a call about Knight Rider. And I said, that's big. That's a lot bigger than I expected, but that's big. And it was because we went to the beach and we channeled it. You know, if you see it, believe it. If you see it and you believe it, and I really believe in Knight Rider, you're going to live it. And I'm going to make this movie, and you're going to love it because it's going to be about us. It's going to be about saving lives, and it's going to be fun. Any other questions?
One last question right here.
First of all, thanks a lot for coming. Mike Zanito, Navy Corpsman, Desert Storm, and retired police officer. I'm going to be starting a nonprofit, and I'm going to be going around educating about PTSD effects and first responders and military and whatnot. And I've already been asked to talk at several places, but it's one of those kind of things where my first question to you would be is, how did you feel the first time you actually failed or was told no about something before you were the famous David Hasselhoff, when you started out?
You know, Burt Reynolds was a friend of mine, and he waited 10 years for the phone to ring, and they all said no, and they accused him of having AIDS, of all kinds of stuff, and he couldn't work. He wasn't working, and then he got boogie nights, and he became big again. He didn't even want to do it, but he had to do it because of money, right? And he went up on the Golden Globes one night, and it was awesome because he had a real wry sense of humor. And he said, I want to thank all the people who believed in me, but more importantly, I want to thank all the people who didn't believe in me, because you guys motivated me to stay on the straight and narrow and to come back. So I get motivated. When someone says no to me, it pisses me off, you know, and I will stand. Somebody said once, don't say no to David Hasselhoff. He will stand on the corner and say, you know, I will work for food until he sells those CDs, you know, don't say no. I don't give up, you know. I never give up. And I almost gave up on Knight Rider. And even when this last meeting I went to, and I said, if it doesn't happen, I quit. And I walked out of the meeting going, they love me. It's very weird. And now it's happening. But I get motivated by that. So if someone says no to you, let it go. And remember, the biggest lesson, life is not fair. I mean, my God, you guys have seen it much more than I have. It's just not fair. And you got to figure out, I don't think there's an answer for why it's not fair. You know, well, I guess we find out later. But it's not fair. And if you just move forward and move away from that, even speaking about it now helps me realize that what's important. And what was really important to me is coming here today and hearing what the guy had to say to me in the green room, because it put me and my life, you know, really in perspective, and allowed me to come out here and share a few minutes with you guys and say, it was really a hell of a lot of fun driving the Knight Rider car, and it was a hell of a lot of fun looking at the babes on Baywatch. So I've had two fun experiences, and Nick Fury, I got Kung Fury coming out, and I was in the movie, and we're making that as a big film. I'm excited about that. But and that happened because somebody wanted me to sing the theme song, and I looked at my phone, and 10 seconds of Kung Fury was on it. I picked up the phone, and the guy says, "Is this the Knight Rider?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, my name is David Sandberg, and I'd like you to sing the main title of Kung Fury." If you haven't seen Kung Fury, check it out. It's on YouTube. It's only 20 minutes long, and kid raised $600,000 on Kickstarter from Sweden. Now it's being made into a $45, $55 million movie. So it's, you gotta just jump on it, man. Anybody else? Am I done?
All right, one last question right here.
I got some shirts. Bring them over here.
Okay.
I don't want to take up too much of your time. Go ahead.
Hi, Hudson Reynolds, Marine Corps veteran. Other than the fame, the money, the women in bikinis, the men in bikinis, what was it that inspired you to work your butt off day in and day out to where you knew that acting, that was what you're calling and that was what you wanted to do?
What inspired me was to do good work, you know, to really be a good guy in Knight Rider. And I mean, every week they would say, "What's wrong with you? Why are you getting so upset?" I said, "Because the script sucks. It's stupid, you know? It's about weapons and international sale. It needs heart, humor, and action." I put it on every script, heart, humor, and action. And what inspired me was people coming up to me 30 years later and even saying the word Knight Rider. Man, that's freaking cool. And the fact that they know me in Afghanistan is cool. It makes me humble and it makes me feel kind of strange because I'm just David, you know? I'm just a guy. But that's what motivates me, is doing good work. And when I do a show, if you ever see me in concert, I won't quit until I got the audience, until I make them realize they've seen a great show. Sometimes we do 2 hours, sometimes we do 2 hours and 45 minutes. And and especially in Germany, it's crazy. I brought some T-shirts that say, let's see, here's one. Kind of my motto, "Don't hassle the Hoff." Anybody want them? All right, I'll come out there. Come on, let's just toss these out. All right. Oh! Got the ones that are, here we go, way in the back. And over here in the front. And there you go, you got it. You missed. All right. Oh, wow. How do I throw these out? Here we go. Come on, guys, help me out. Help me out here. Let this lady, go hand those out to those guys over there. Come on. Go way in the back to that guy out there. All right. Any more? You're welcome, guys. Any other questions? Believe in yourself, keep a positive attitude, never give up. That's what I live by.
And before you go, we have a gift for you. We have two military veterans that want to present you with a coin they designed, and they're coming here on stage, female veterans. Please give it up for Laser Ladies.
Wow. All right. Okay, I'll go down there. Okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mary Lou. I'm an Air Force veteran, and we started a business, Laser Ladies, where we provide personalized gifts and awards. Clever Talks was kind enough to allow us to collaborate in designing a coin with them, and we would like to present one to you.
Thank you.
Personalized, it says Hoff, and we just want to thank you so much for coming out here, and we appreciate all that you do.
All right. Very cool. Mark Cuban is a good friend of mine. Thank you very much. All right, stay cool. Thank you, man.